biggest lessons you can learn from this story is that things are going to happen. Obstacles are going to happen. But you just have to keep moving forward. You got to keep doing the right things even when the wrong things are happening. But what I'm going to do real quick, I want to bring up our next speakers. They are ambassadors in multiple positions. They have a 3-star ambassadorship in one position, a 1-star ambassadorship in another position. They are obviously making incredible money with the company. As I mentioned, it took my wife and I 9 years to get over $500,000 a year. It only took them 6 years to do that. Their business is exploding all over the world. We were softball parents looking for a way to save money. They were baseball parents looking for a way to save money. They told other baseball parents, and today they've got a business that's absolutely exploding. They've been in the business now 35 years. Maria's actually been a travel agent for over 20 years, booking group travel. There's nobody that's a bigger expert on our product or a bigger expert on our industry. So please welcome Ambassadors Darryl and Maria Roberts.
Hi, sweetie. How are you? I see you everywhere we go.
I wonder why.
Hi, David. See, I'm locking it in now. Hey, how's everybody doing?
Excellent.
Hey, do me a favor. Stand up real quick and tell your neighbor that, hey, I'm going to become an ambassador.
We're going to be ambassadors.
Come on.
She said over there.
Raise your hand if you meant it. Raise your hand if you meant it. Raise your other hand if you're serious about making it actually happen. Okay? All right, you guys, we hopefully going to prove today and through the trainings you guys have been to, you're going to realize that you can become an ambassador. You just got to put in the right amount of time plus the right activities. And Todd talked about that. Coach D talked about that. We're going to talk about it. And then, of course, David Hart is going to talk about it. And I see my friends from Sacramento in the house. Hi. Last time we saw one another, we were in New York City, right? Awesome. How many of you are intending, please do me a favor, stand up if you intend to become an ambassador. I'm going to lock this in. Stand up if you intend to be an ambassador. Okay, you guys don't want to be an ambassador sitting down? No, again, it's up to you. You don't have to stand up. Okay, go ahead and please sit down. How many of you are obsessed to become an ambassador? How many of you are obsessed to become an ambassador? Okay, please sit down. So the big question is, what is it? Are you intending to become one? Or are you obsessed to become one? Guys, you cannot have an intent to become an ambassador. You have to be obsessed to become an ambassador. Anything worth doing in life, you have to be obsessed to do it. People talk about, well, you got to have balance in your life. Not when you're on a mission. Do you think the basketball players, the baseball players, the singers, and everybody out there that's ultra successful in the world that you know about today, do you think they had balance when they were on that treadmill going to the top of the business or going to the top of whatever field they were in? No, they didn't have any balance. I remember when Maria and I first started in this industry, when we were together, we talked to our kids. We told kids, we're not going to be doing the same things we've been doing for a while. You're going to miss mommy and daddy. Sometimes dinner's going to be a little late. Sometimes it might be a little early. Sometimes you might have dinner on your own because we are on a mission. But once we complete the mission, guess what? What do you guys want to do? So we actually brought them in. We had a meeting with the family. We'd sit down with them and say, here's what we're going to do. You're going to miss dad a little bit. You're going to miss mom a little bit. Guys, we're going to be on phone calls. You're going to think we don't love you, but guys, we really do love you because we want to set you up in a position so that you can live life at a whole nother level. And what we're going to do is that when we hit this mark in a company, this was back in the day, then whatever it is that you guys want to do, you guys will be able to do. So guess what? They wanted to go to Disney World. They wanted to go to Disneyland and do all that. So we incorporated the family, the kids, into our story so that they understood. We just didn't disappear, and they were wondering what happened to mommy and daddy. We explained to them the challenges of what we were actually going to do and how we were going to do that. Sorry, I just kind of went off on that tangent there.
Okay, by the way, we do have 7 adult children now. All of our children are grown. They're all, out of the house doing their thing, but we're excited about that.
Yeah, no, we just got to deal with some of you guys in the back. You're just going to miss some of the beautiful slides we put together. That's okay.
But welcome, you guys. We're so glad that you guys are here. The topics that we're going to cover today, the value of being a platinum partner. For those of you, how many platinums do we have in the room right now? Okay. All right, so we're going to stress to you the value of the platinum partner. We're going to talk a little bit about mindset. Mindset is very, very key in this company overall, in your business, in your life in general. And we're going to talk about recruiting, how to talk to people, and then also the stability of your commissions. We're going to talk about that as well. And one of the first questions that we always ask people, Darryl?
Yeah, I just had my notes in, but I think I need to grab them. Todd, I leave my little notepad right there on the front there. Just a notepad? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, guys, so here's the question you got to ask yourself, and the question we ask everybody. Have you made a choice to try the business, or have you made a decision, thank you, to be successful in it? Your destiny lies within your answer. That is a question we ask every new person we bring in. You need to ask that yourself, and you need to ask that question to every single person that you talk to in business, because a lot of people, they forget about the 11th commandment, thou shalt not kid thyself. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand that. Have you made a choice to try the business? So many people are hoping and wishing the business is going to work, and maybe if this thing just works out, it's going to be great. Guys, it's not going to happen for you until you make a decision, draw a line in the sand, and go to work in this company and do the things that we're talking about today, the things we talk about all the time. That's the only way you're going to become successful. So if you have to go back to day one, you need to get that question answered, and you need to go through your organization as well.
That's right. So the first thing we're going to talk about is, of course, the value of being a platinum partner and why it's so essential to having the membership. And we talk about that's an intricate part of being with Triborium. You gotta be knowledgeable. You gotta be a product of the product. It's important to do that. But one of the biggest values of being a platinum partner, a lot of people don't really realize this, and we're gonna just put all of it up there at one time, is the health benefits, right? Physically and mentally having access to travel so that you can go and take a staycation, you can go and take a vacation, you can go whenever you want to, because now it's at a lower price, right? So we talk about all of the health benefits in there, including, and all of these aren't just made up facts.
Yeah,
These
we didn't get together one night and say,
No.
let's just make up some health benefits.
Yeah, this is according sources, NBC News, Travelers Worldwide, Brain MD, GoodRx, and Travel and Leisure. So these are all quotes that are on there. Number one, it reduces stress. Traveling allows you to step away from daily stressors, helping to lower anxiety, improving overall health, boosting heart health. Now this is a big one for men. It just specifically said men, that heart health is really essential when you're talking about traveling and doing things like that. Regular vacations can lower the risk of heart disease, especially in men, when we talk about being able to travel. Enhances physical activity. Traveling often involves physical activities like walking through the airports, right? Oh my gosh, you get in your steps, right? Or you go to Disneyland, oh my gosh, you can get over like 20,000 steps at Disneyland, and just being there. But it can improve your overall fitness and health, mental health, and strengthens relationships, promotes longevity, boosts happiness, because we all know how we feel right before we're about to go on vacation, right? How do you feel? You feel great? You feel good, right? All that stuff is pumping through you while you're on vacation, and then also when you come back from vacation too as well.
So again, guys, this is the value of the platinum membership. And if you understand this and you articulate this to your individuals, your members, they should never quit. Most people don't understand. They think they've got some rinky-dink Mickey Mouse membership that could give them some deals. If you really understand this and articulate this information to them, you'll keep more people excited about the business as well.
Yeah, and it's not just one thing to sign up a whole bunch of people. That's really great, but are you retaining them in the business? And a lot of them have to know, no matter what the worst case scenario is, are you going to, go on vacation? You're going to go on vacation. That's the worst case scenario, right? You're going to be able to take 2, 4, and 5-star vacations there, and that's incredible, being able to do that.
Every year. So guys, the information that Todd talked about this morning, the information that Coach D talked about, it sounds great. It's wonderful. But if you leave here and do nothing with it, what is the point? There is no point. So there's where you have to take advantage of this information. So if you learn this part, we got some good stuff for you here today. Now I know you guys are trying to take pictures of this and trying to get access to it. And I know it's tough because it's a little bit low. But if you just send us your email address, $500, we'll send you that. We'll hook you up with it. So. All right, so let's go through this one here.
All right, so we have, obviously some of you guys know, this is how we break it down. Platform number 1 has 3 components in it. Platform 1A, Platform 1B, and Platform 1C.
How many of you knew that? How many of you knew that? If you listen to some of the presentations we do, we talk about Platform 1, 2, and 3, and now she talks about Platform 1A, B, and actually C.
Yeah, no,
show of hands if you knew that.
Not about the A and B.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just how I designate it. You could say, but Platform 1A is the travel site, right? You go to membership services, you click on travel site. Unlimited travel at wholesale prices. Right after your first 7 days, you're there, you get access 24/7. You're able to book hotels, resorts, all inclusive. Anything that Expedia has, you can book that right there on your travel site. Discounts on car rentals, discounts on cruises, discounts on activities. Now remember, this platform right here is specifically designed to find you the best deal in the city that you're looking up. It's not designed to find you a certain hotel. I gotta look in Las Vegas by the convention center. It doesn't work like that because it deals with occupancy, high occupancy, low occupancy, some going on in the city, what's going on. So this is Platform 1A. This is what you guys have access to as a member.
So guys, 2 things here. Number 1, did you understand that point she just said there? Because it'll save you some headache if you are able to articulate that information to your guest or a new person that gets in and they think that, hey, I'm going to stay at the Marriott, Courtyard of Marriott on 5th and Main, and let's put that in there. Oh, well, why is that price so different? Because it's not designed that way. You put the city, same thing she said, I'm just reiterating the point. You put the city in there, the date and time you're in there, it will aggregate all of the wholesale prices in order from the number 1 to could be 200 to 300 people in 200 to 300 different places you can choose. And obviously the first one is the best, etc. Now imagine you sit down, David, I just worked with my brand new friend David. David just signed up in the business. So he got excited. He didn't really know what he signed up for. He got excited because he knows me, he likes me, he trusts me, and he ended up signing up. But now if I sit down with David, take the time, David, here's what you actually have. Do you think more people will get more excited about that? If you really break it down, and then not only just break it down, what Maria and I will do, we'll actually take people through the back office and show them these areas. So you can't just sign somebody up and just expect them to, go do the business. Everybody's not like a Todd Strand. You have to work with people and get them to understand what they actually have.
This
it's something
will make
amazing.
your people stay longer than 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. So this will help them retain and be a part of your business longer when you are in communication and when you stay in communication with them. They also have to know that they get 3% loyalty points
Break that down.
in the travel site. I will on my next page. I believe I have that on there on the next slide. Let me just double check.
If not, we can break it.
No, I do have that there. So yeah, 3% cash back. Now, and I'll go over that in just a moment. And then Platform 1B, that's the shopping and dining dollars. That's where you get 100 reward dollars every single month. And guess what? They don't ever expire on the shopping and dining dollars. So 100 reward dollars every single month. Then you have platform 1C. What is 1C? Well, that's discounts on entertainment and concerts and movie tickets and
That's
shopping
benefits.
and so much more. I mean, there's so many things in there. And also, it's a good backup to platform 1A. A lot of people don't realize that. What do you mean? Well, there's a travel site area in the entertainment portal. So if you wanted to book some 2 stars or some 3 stars, let's say you're in Helena, Montana. You know Helena, Montana doesn't have any 4 and 5 star hotels, right? So you're lacking in the actual inventory. So you can go to platform 1C, the entertainment portal, and look up some hotels for Helena,
And see
Montana.
some 2 and 3 star hotels that are back there.
Even
But
1
Maria,
stars, but
this guys, this train could take like 8 hours.
That's
but
true, that's true,
That's
that's
why
true.
we do. I shouldn't even.
No.
Yeah, that's why we do OT University, because we can take the time to go through some of this stuff.
Okay,
but just real quick, how many people knew that there's another travel site within our travel site? Raise your hand. The rest of you guys didn't know. I'm glad you guys are here. You're getting educated. The reason why some of you aren't reaching the goals that you really want to reach and becoming who you really want to become is you don't understand what you have in your hands. And once you do that, take the time. I tell people all the time, treat this like you spent $2 million. That's what I did, 36 years ago when I got in this industry. The guy told me at that time, he said, Darryl, I guarantee your success. You treat this like you spent $1 million, I guarantee your success. I understood what he meant, which means I stopped playing basketball, which what I did in high school and in college, and men's league and all the stuff on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays. I converted all of that stuff away. I quit to start doing this because at that time I treated it like I handed them, $1 million. It was like $800 at that time, the company I first started with. And when I did that, that's when things started to change for me because I started getting educated. So many of your people in your groups, they're not educated and they wonder why this is happening, why this is not happening, and why things aren't working. You have to treat it like you spent $2 million. I guarantee your success.
Right. We can tell a lot of people a lot of people call us, we can tell by the question that they haven't plugged in, that they're not, they haven't been to their back office or logged in for a little while, or something's going on.
Sure.
And just even with the when Ambassador Taylor talked about the bonus, the new promotion that's going on.
Nobody raised their hand.
And a lot of people weren't really knowing about that. And you got to plug into your back office. The more you log into your back office, there's announcements, there's news. I did this in the beginning. This is how I know all this stuff. I don't know this because somebody trained me or taught me. I went back there and
I gave you a little
and
bit.
I learned. Oh yeah, you gave me a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. But no, went back there and kind of and learned some of the stuff. But look at this, guys. 3% cash back on platform 1 only. 1A. I'll just put it that way. On 1A, you get 3% cash back. Now you can only earn points on the loyalty points.
Write
We're not
this
talking
down.
about your travel points that you get every month. No. We're talking about loyalty points in platform 1A.
How do you get loyalty
You
points?
can earn loyalty points from hotels, resorts, all inclusives, prepaid car rentals, and the cruises. That's all that you can earn loyalty points on. But you can use the points on all the other stuff to buy down the cost. So if you have accumulated, let's just say 200 loyalty points,
Mm-hmm.
and you go to the flights and you book a flight and it costs $400, right? You can take that 200 loyalty points.
Yeah,
and
you earn
now
$200 in loyalty points.
$200 in loyalty points. I gotta figure out what I'm saying right there. $200 in loyalty points, and then buy that down. So now your flight only costs $200, right? So that's how you can accumulate and all that. Now remember that loyalty points expire after 1 year. So you have to use your loyalty points within that year.
So
All
guys,
right.
like she just said there, I mean, huh?
No, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the loyalty points are amazing. If you are using the back office, we already are getting what? Amazing prices, right? Wholesale prices. Some people go to Vegas and they're saving $700, $800, $900 on a trip. And then you're getting, I don't know, 100 points, whatever. Let's just say $100 worth of loyal points. I'm just throwing that number out there. And now you can take that and buy down your airline, or you can take $100 off the next low hotel that you want anyway. Guys, that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
You're already getting a wholesale price. Now you can even take the wholesale price down lower. How many of you knew that was possible with this company? Raise your hand. Okay, I assume the rest of you didn't know it. I'm glad you showed up today. All right,
Yeah.
awesome.
So understand the value of what we're talking about right here, right? With the platinum membership. So travel points, they expire 2 years, right? But it doesn't expire like it all takes away, right? So let's say you have 6,000 points, or was it 6,000 points, or 3,000 points, sorry, built up, right? And then on the 25th month, they take out 270 points.
Which was the very first travel points
That's right.
you
That's all
got
it does,
from
and it
day
doesn't
one.
go by wiping them all out. It just does it month by month. So the travel points.
So
by
what does
month.
it still show? It still shows 3,000.
It'll
So
still
if you
show
go back
3,000.
there and you keep seeing 3,000, you keep seeing 3,000, that means you're at the limit. So as they take out 3,000 or 270 points, they're adding 270 points as well.
Okay, and as we mentioned, loyalty points expire 12 months, and then shopping and dining don't expire at all. So
And
that's
if you
that.
ever have that problem where you have points and you're losing your points, then you don't understand the company you're involved with here. You should be traveling once or twice a year. That's what the whole goal and objective is. And if you do that, guess what's gonna happen? Your belief is gonna go from wherever it's at to sky high.
Yeah.
If you don't buy anything in the back from a shopping standpoint, or you buy a movie ticket or a concert ticket, one of our friends, Janice Yates, is coming to Vegas to watch Boys to Men, and she saved $400 on the entertainment section getting that ticket there, as opposed to going to the Vegas location and actually buying it. So what do you think her belief is about our company when she's talking to somebody? It's sky high. But if you don't do any of these things, your belief is not going to be there. Your fear is going to kind of creep in there, and you wonder why you're not moving forward. So you have to, as your belief goes up, guess what else goes up? Your check goes up. So go buy something, go use something, go take a vacation, even if it's a staycation. And when you start talking to individuals out there, it's going to definitely help you share the business and share with them energy and excitement.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't realize the value also in the shopping and dining area, where you can be anywhere in the U.S. Just type in the zip code and you can get shopping and dining deals, I mean, everywhere you go in the U.S. So that's absolutely incredible with shopping, dining, and entertainment deals in the shopping and dining portal that we were talking about in platform. That's 1B, if I were to say that. Now, another value, of course, that we have here is the members get access to platform number 2, the getaways, the timeshare properties, right? Over 480,000 weeks around the world. Studios, 1, 2, 3 bedrooms, access to timeshare weeks without the timeshare hassle. And we're talking about the RCIs, the Wyndhams, the Worldmark, the Hilton Vacation
I told you guys
Club,
can get that for $500. You don't have to waste your time.
Marriott Vacation Clubs, Malia
serious.
Properties, Holiday Inn Vacation Clubs. They are all available, and this is pretty cool. You know, when I first took a look at this, I was just like, this is unbelievable, just because we don't have to go to a timeshare presentation all the time, or, you know, be hassled by those guys when you go to the hotel. You get all access to all this inventory that the company prepays and purchases millions of dollars. Yes.
Guys, one of these helped us recruit a guy that just went 3-star director in our company. We went to the reunion, Wyndham reunion out there in Florida. We stayed at a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 3 championship golf courses running through the property, a 5-acre water park run on the campus, restaurants, all this amazing stuff, 15 minutes away from Disney. And he saw the video. Now, it took us 2 years to recruit this guy. That's called follow-up. Hopefully, we probably won't have enough time today. Todd never gives us enough time to complete the mission. But my point is if we get to the follow-up part, it makes a big difference. It took us 2 years to get this guy. That vacation we took, traveling, helped earn us some serious money because we showed that video. That's what pushed him over the edge. Whoa, that property is amazing. We paid $400 for 8 days and 7 nights on that property. How many of you have put a post on Facebook? Did you guys realize that staying here for 5 days and 4 nights is approximately $2,500? It's approximately $2,500 if you just came here on your own. How much did you pay? Just over $400? That's a testimonial. That needs to be out there. Guys, I'm in Newport Beach at the Hyatt Regency, and here's the hotel. You can even put pictures from the hotel that go to the website and just grab pictures. Guys, I'm staying here for $429. It's regular for average people that are not part of my membership. It's $2,500. Exaggerate a little bit, say $2,900, $3,000, whatever. They're not going to check, but it is real $2,500. And just, hey, ask me if you want to find out how I do that, and just start posting little stuff like that. And believe me, people won't even like it, but they're looking. And if you keep posting enough of those, they're stalking you. But eventually, they're going to say, "Okay, tell me what you're doing. I've seen you travel for the last 5 years, and now I need to take advantage of this. What do I do?" That's why you got to be consistent. That's why you got to be here 5 years from now. Because your friends and family, they won't join in the beginning, but if they consistently see you doing this, they're eventually going to ask you questions. Sorry, babe.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's
some good
facts
training.
and good stuff. Yeah,
All right,
good
good.
stuff, babe. All right, the value of being a platinum partner. Platform number 3, of course, we talk about it now. Hopefully, whatever that I'm saying, you kind of picking up on some of the things that I'm saying, because when you do presentations or when you talk to people, you kind of pick up some of that lingo, right? So that's some of the stuff. Now, why do you think we say it's the most popular and most favorite platform of all of our members, right? That's what we say. Now, there's a reasoning behind that. Number one, it is a popular platform. People really absolutely love it. But it's really key so that we don't get people focused on only platform number 1, right? Yeah, that's a great platform number 1, or even focus on platform number 2. This one is so unique. No one in the world has this platform. Only our company. No one has this. So this is access. Of course, our travel team puts all these trips together, right? They're only 4 and 5 star hotels, resorts, all inclusives at below 2-star price. Make sure that you say that, right?
Below. Don't say at a 2-star price.
Below 2-star price. There's key little things that you'll notice that we say. So 4 and 5-star resorts, and put together by our travel team. Now remember, for 2025, it's March through December. In 2026, January through December.
Oh,
for
yay.
World Tours.
Yay.
Yeah, so that's awesome that we're able, that the corporate is able to do that, and it's so wonderful.
Guys, if we only had this, let me be clear. If Platform 3 was the only platform we marketed, we would all be very successful if we applied the things that the speakers are talking today. Period. End of story. It's that powerful.
That's
well,
right.
I mean, think about it. Maria and I ask people every day, how many of you have taken a 5-star vacation? For the majority of people in America and around the world, the answer is we don't take 5-star vacation. Darryl, it is $500 to $800 per night. I'm not spending that type of money. That's the majority of people, right? Well, now with our platform number 3, as a platinum, you can take a 4 or 5-star, and there's tons of 5-star in there. So I'm going to start saying 5-star vacation every 6 to 7 months for the rest of your life at a below 2-star price. So guys, do you guys realize that? Your points add up to, instead of saying, well, what is points? What is point? Well, points simply mean that you accumulate enough points to take a 5-star vacation every 6 to 7 months for the rest of your life. So if I'm talking about buddy Ted, I just came across a company, man. These guys are giving you a 5-star vacation every 6 to 7 months for the rest of your life at a below 2-star price. Does that sound like something you'd want to get some information? Or if I sent you a video, would you look at that video, that information? So guys, how many of you knew that it takes about 6 or 7 months of points to get one of those trips in the platform number 3? Did you know that?
Yeah.
But now the rest of you know it now. How many of you just not gonna raise your hand, or maybe you don't know the answer? So, but if you know the answer, please raise your hand. If you don't, do this. No, I didn't know that. Or, yeah, I know that. And some of you doing that, but just going like this, sometimes I get the blood flowing. Some of you haven't done that since you're teenagers, and you listen to music. So it really would be healthy to actually participate, or even like this. I don't know that. I'm just having too much fun.
Is everybody clear about points, first of all? Let's just make sure that everybody's clear on points, right? So you know travel points, you get those every single month, you know that, right? And what platform does that apply to? What platform?
Platinum and titanium.
Right, so platforms. So travel points are only for use in
Oh,
platform
2 and 3 and
the
3.
getaways, and platform 3, the
World
world
tour.
tours. That's
Yeah.
the only 2 platforms that they, so the travel points. Loyalty points, where?
Platform 1.
1A. 1A, right?
1A.
Okay. What about shopping and dining dollars? Nope, no entertainment portal. Shopping and dining platform, right? 1B, right?
Platform
So I don't want to confuse you.
We're gonna
B.
go over
1B, that's right. So yeah.
So if we had more time, we'd actually show you
Back
this
office
in
and
the back
everything,
office
yeah.
and bring it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
So,
This is just an example. Of course, you guys know about our world tours, so you guys go back there if you haven't already. And lastly, it's our last page for the platinum partner. All right, take a look at that. Turn your entertainment into a tax write-off, right? That should be the biggest thing right there. Turning your entertainment, and do I have our tax, Virginia?
we're gonna
stand
bring her up in a little
Virginia,
later
yeah.
in
Okay,
a
good,
second.
good, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
She has a segment
Tax
today.
advantages, airfare, hotel, car rental, phone, computer, your internet, all that stuff is all a tax write-off right here in the U.S. Enrollment fee, monthly subscription is also tax deductible. So the initial payment and the monthly fee is tax deductible.
As long as you run your business with an intent to make a
Profit.
Yeah, as long as you run it with the intent to make a profit. Earn daily pay, sharing this membership with 3 others to totally eliminate your monthly subscription so that the membership benefits and your business aren't costing you anything at all. So did we show you guys some value in the platinum membership? Is there value there? You guys understand that? So when you look back, yes, that does deserve a hand clap because you know what? It is our product.
So if I'm sitting down with David or Ted or whomever, this is what you want to go through with them. Guys, I know you're excited about the business and being able to do this and that, but let me really show you what the value is of the membership and then go through that. Today's forecast, 100% chance of winning. See what it says on the bottom? Mindset. So that's our mindset, guys, every day. This is what we look at. 100% chance of winning. You ask me, Darryl, how you doing? Everybody, when we shop or go here or there, or how you guys doing today? Fantastic. And improving. Everybody starts cracking up when I say that, but again, we become what we think about, right? And my mindset is always to be fantastic, but improving. So even if I'm not necessarily in that state, guess what I'm forecasting? I'm forecasting that state. A lot of you say, hey, how you doing? Well, okay. I mean, how many of you say that? That's just normal since you were a little kid. Oh, I'm okay. Under the circumstances. Well, why are you under the circumstances? So again, just that one little trick I learned from Zig Ziglar. Maria and I, when we became a couple, we started in our car, we started listening to cassette tapes. I learned that 35 years ago when he talked about fantastic and improving. I didn't make that up. He taught us that, and it changed our life, just our perspective, where we're at today, where we want to be. Even if I'm not feeling well, I'm fantastic, because guess what I'm attracting? I'm now attracting that, as opposed to, yeah, my leg hurt, my back hurt, under the circumstances, my kid got an F on his report card, and none of my kids got F's on the report card, but I'm just kind of relating with everybody out there. Out of there. So
I'll take that away. Okay, yeah.
So let's go through this because our time is limited. Again, Todd only gives us 2 minutes to do this stuff. But
All right. So take some personal responsibility to improve your mind. This is the most important thing that you're going to be going through, especially when you are talking to people and they say no. The mind has to be like a bulletproof vest. You have to be able to, bam, you don't care if they tell you no. If another person says no, bam, you're not gonna even be offended by anything. So you have to make sure that you take personal responsibility to improve your mindset. How do you improve your mindset? We'll go through that.
We'll be very clear. My business works because of
That's right.
me. My business does not work because of Deborah Taylor. No, that's not the way it is, right?
No.
My business works because of me. My business does not work because of me. If you guys understand that, guys, if you listen to her, she didn't really go through her whole story. If you understood Todd's story from when he first got in this business, guys, you're going to realize that you see the glory, but you really don't know the backstory on where we've been, the challenges, the issues. You think even with our success today, guys, you know, there's people that tell us no every single day in this business. And we have 6 Saturdays and 1 Sunday every single week. So again, if you understand that, it makes a big difference. What you're not changing, it should be a little more. What you're not changing, you are choosing. How many of you understand that? That should be an epiphany for some of you. What you're not changing, you are choosing.
There are things in your life that you don't like, but every day you make the choice not to change them. You are choosing to keep those things in your life. Well.
I want you to write that down. I want you to think about that the rest of the day, because that, if you understand that, next please, if you understand that, ladies and gentlemen, your life can literally change on that. With discipline, consistency, any point in time you decide to change something, guys, you can actually do that. And there's books that are out there. If you haven't read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, he'll talk to you about your habits, why you identify with the habits that you currently have, how you can change your identity, because until you change your identity, then you're going to continue with the same habits that you currently have. I highly recommend that if you want to develop habits to create success in any aspect of your life. James Clear, Atomic Habits. Get it, read it, and I'll tell you a story. I can have Ted, if you can tell that story in 2 minutes, come tell that story about the book Maria recommended, and you just didn't pay attention, you went home and didn't do nothing, and then you finally remember. Real quick, stand up and tell that story. You got 60 seconds.
Yes, and so I went to OG training that Darryl and Maria put on, and they recommended a book, Your First Year in Network
You
Marketing.
come up here, man. Come up here so you don't have to keep turning.
Right here, your first year network.
There it is, Your
Yeah.
First Year in Network Marketing. And I wrote that note down. I have it in my black book there. I wrote the note down. First Year in Network Marketing. They gave away a copy. I didn't win it. Someone else did, but they gave away a copy. And I thought, man, I gotta get that book. I went home, put the notebook down, and kind of forgot about that particular aspect of the training until the next OG session was getting ready to start, and I was going to attend that one. And so I was going through my notes from the first OG training, and there I saw that book. Well, I recommended that book to one of the persons that came into the business, one of my partners.
This was 4 months later.
4 months later. And one of the things that I read in the book was about going out and creating your list of individuals. And instead of creating a list of 100, create a list of 2,000, because we all have about 2,000 people or more in our phones, in our databases. Well, I shared that information with my team. The newest person on my team, she had been in the business a couple of weeks, she listened to what I said. She created the list. I gave the information to them on a Wednesday. We were having an in-person on Saturday. I was working at creating my list. She created her list, but then she stopped creating her list on Thursday, and she said, I looked at my list and thought, we've got training coming up on Saturday. I'm gonna start inviting people to the training from this list. She did that. She was brand new in the business. She had more people show up for the Saturday training than anyone else in the room. And people that she invited signed up. And I asked her, what in the world, how did you get this? And she goes, well, you sent out this text and said, create this list. And I thought, well, instead of just creating the list, I need to actually go through the list and start inviting people. And she had immediate success. My point with all that is, when these two say, hey, you need to read this book, don't just write it down, get the book and read the book. I've since read the book. I've got the physical copy and the audible copy.
Awesome. Give him a round of applause for that. So guys, Todd's friend gave some unbelievable information. Coach D gave some unbelievable information. But what happens is you pick up the information, it feels nice and warm and fuzzy, wow, that's great. And then by the time you're home, you forgot everything, you didn't take notes, or you don't implement any of the strategies we talk about. Again, that's why I say you got to treat this like you spent $2 million. It's not difficult to become successful in this business. Number one, you got to have the mental acumen and basically become the mindset. And we're talking about those things, and we're going to get a little bit more into that, which is right here. Commit to reading 10 pages of a personal book every day. How many of you heard that 1,000 times on the calls Todd and I do every Saturday?
Yeah, all the time.
How many of you have implemented that? Again, it's not enough, guys. If we can pinpoint one thing that helps us create income, that helps us create success, that allows me to be up here and speak the way that I speak today, is because of reading the books. Personal development. Anything you want to add to that, man?
No, most definitely. One of my most favorite books in the world is, I mean, we've read that many times, but Your First Year in Network Marketing, it's old, it's older, let's just put it that way, you know, it talks about filing cabinets and, you know, things like that that are old Rolodex. But it's important to get that because you can, it's about the content and methods that are in there that really, really help network marketing and people that are in this industry in itself, you know what I mean? So it really does help. One of the major things that I can just think off the top of my head is that spouse rejection rocket. You know how people are so excited when they see a Zoom, they're so excited when they're at let's say they're in an in-person meeting, and they're not told that to expect that if they're by themselves, just like a husband or just a wife is present, they go home and it's over. The spouse totally like dumps on them big time, or you know, there's just not the timing for them, and just can cause conflict. But if you prepare them ahead of time, if you read the book, if you prepare them, if you let them know, then they can't really, you know, go into that. They would have just gave them a little bit of information and say, hey, I want,
They would have been
we'll talk
warned.
about that later. Yeah, they would have been warned, and that would have been done. But that's just one thing off the book that I absolutely love, that a lot of people go through in seriousness with this industry in itself. Even friends and being disappointed by friends and family and all that, that's big and
They're the
major.
worst.
But we got to really expect that. So when we read the book, we get educated, and that's the point of doing this. But
So
commit to.
we're going to go a little bit faster on this, guys. Believe me, normally we'd slow and go. We just don't have a lot of time. Commit to listen to 15 minutes of personal development. That's what Maria and I did for the last 30 years. We decided not to listen to radio.
Yep.
We started listening to cassette tape, and since that happened and we've started applying, the income started to climb
We
as
no
well.
longer have cassette tapes, so just FYI.
That's in the beginning. In the
Yeah.
beginning, success
Yeah.
is doing the small things that appear to make no difference at all. But literally, are you walking us down already? Oh, okay.
I was going to say you got a little more time.
Okay.
We don't have to done with 12. You got a little more time.
Oh, okay, awesome. I'll slow you down a little. Take my time. No, just kidding. Guys, here's one of the first things that Maria and I had to learn too. And this was a big issue because when you have failure, you hear no. It's a challenge for most people, and it is still for me today, but not like it was back in the day because we turned failure into success. You cannot have success until you go through failure. There's absolutely some things that you cannot learn until you have failure, until you have challenges and issues. And when you make failure your friend and you realize it is part of the journey to success, then your life can change. You know, when I learned that if I got a no from somebody, they didn't call the ambulance, I didn't have to go to the doctor, and it didn't hurt that much. I learned that it's okay, get as many no's as you want to, because the more no's I got, the closer to the yeses that I actually got. So again, that's a challenge. You got to talk to your top 3, 4, 5 people, and they say no. That's one of those things, or they're just not interested. No, and you don't know why they're saying that, but for some of you, that's enough to get you to not show up for the next 2-3 months, and it'll knock you out, and you cannot let that happen to you. It is part of the process as well.
Absolutely, and the difference between a big shot and a little shot is the big shot used to be a little shot, but they just kept on shooting, right? That's the same thing that you got to do here. It's everything that Darryl said.
Virginia, you've
that's
heard that for
absolutely
30 years, right?
Yes.
Guys, that's me and Maria. That's Todd. As he talks about, you get into the valley of disappointment, and that's where most of you get stuck and you die. In other words, you leave you leave the business. You need to get to the plateau of latent potential. The plateau of latent potential is simple, guys. It is what you think should be happening. Hey, I signed up in this company, signed up 10 people, and they all sign up, and boy, I'm an ambassador in 2 minutes and 5 seconds, right? But then the plateau of latent potential is what actually happens when you go through the process and you go through the valley, and that's where most people get stuck. So if you can get through the plateau of latent potential, through the tough parts, through the challenges, through the disappointments, that's where success is on the other side. But we live in a society, a microwave society, where I want it now, and you talk to 5 or 10 people or 50 people, and it doesn't happen. Guys, Danny DeMcCauley, another guy, that was actually one of my mentors. Danny Seguinal. How many of you know Danny? Big time ambassador, right? And Danny was probably our 300th phone call when we called Danny Seguinal. Danny signed up immediately, right? Oh, there, great. You guys are doing it. I want your lifestyle, so I'm going to sign up, do what you guys do, right? So he signed up, didn't do anything for a whole year. He used the product, he used the service, he was traveling, he was looking at a lot of shiny objects, and he was doing this, doing that. But what did Maria and I do? A little bit of the follow-up here. Every month or so, hey Danny, want to let you know this just happened with the company. Hey Danny, this another month passed, 3 weeks passed. Danny, this just happened with the company. Check out this new deal that David Hart put together, etc. Then Maria, we would text him information, not every day, we wouldn't pester him, but we would just kind of keep him informed over a year. Well, it turned out 12 months in that we had a big event in Vegas, and that big event in Vegas at the time, guys, there was 25 people there, 30 people there, right? So, but I told Danny, we're having a big event in Vegas, right? And I said, Todd's gonna be there, the CEO, David Hart's gonna be there. Guys, you gotta meet these guys, Danny. And he said, okay, I'll show up. Well, Danny came and he brought a friend of his, Bryce. They came in, Bryce spoke only French, and but we still had a great conversation. Danny got pumped up and excited about it. Went back home, sponsored another guy in Canada, guy we didn't know. The guy in Canada sponsored another guy in Canada. Danny didn't even know that guy, and of course we didn't know that guy. And then that guy sponsors somebody in France, and now there's thousands of people in the French marketplace because of one call. Here's my point. What if we'd have quit after 100 calls? Well, nobody wants to do this business. Nobody's excited. Well, I live in Texas, and nobody in Texas wants to do this business. It's different than in Vegas. It's different than San Francisco. Nobody in UK can do this business. Nobody wants to do it. We have different type of people here. No, guys.
We hear that all the time.
What did we do? We were just consistently calling people, letting them know the story. And guess what? We got a little bit better every time we talked to people. A little bit better every time we talked to people. We fixed our story, said it a little bit more fluently. We just kept doing the little things over and over. Do the simple things over and over until you reach your success that you need to reach. So again, I want you guys to understand that's how the business works. Virginia in the back of the room, she told us no multiple times. A great friend of ours, but emphatically, the first time I called her, it was an emphatic no. And but see, that doesn't stop me, because if she hits me here, I'm gonna hit her over here. She hits me there, I'm gonna go under here. She hits me here, I'm gonna come around that way. She hits me here, I'm gonna come around. I'm going through until she blocks my number and I can't call her anymore. That's the difference of what you learn over time if you are consistent. Right, Cameron? Gotta be consistent, right?
So a lot of you have people on your list, right? You've already shown the Zoom to, they've watched the video, they've done that. So have you been following up with those people? So that's the thing, is make sure that you do consistently follow up. Set a time when you do your follow-ups, because that is part of the process of what we're doing here. We're trying to teach you something important that a lot of people omit in this industry, and that's called duplication. You have to make it very simple for the new person so that they can do exactly what you do. They're thinking in their minds, is this simple? Can I do this, right? Can I really make money here? That's what they're thinking in their mind. So they need to be assured that whatever you're showing them, it's not, a super long presentation, or it's not like a lot of things that they have to do, because they're going to count themselves out and they don't want to be a part of it. So you have to make it duplicatable so that it duplicates down the lineage and everybody's continuing the process. Because if it stops, That's where your money stops. So you gotta make sure and duplicate yourself.
Cameron,
That's
this is good stuff. That camera should be going the whole time here, buddy. I'm just having.
What? I have to say it again?
I'm
Dang
just
it,
having
Cameron,
some.
come up
I'm
here.
just having some fun here.
Yeah, we're
we'll
just
get
playing.
we'll get it from some of you guys here.
So understand the process. We're going through recruiting now. We did the mindset. You guys got to get that right. Make sure that you do that consistently. Improve your mind.
That's number one, guys. You need
This
to be
is
reading
important as
something.
you go physical activity,
Yes.
right? You go do your workouts. You got to work this out too. That's how it says stay strong.
Let's
So
go.
let's understand the process of recruiting as we go through this. So a lot of people ask, what's your DMO? What's your daily method of operation, Darryl and Maria? What do you guys do? Here's what we do.
So guys, if you're looking at it 10,000 feet straight now, I don't care who's training in the room, this is what you do on a daily basis if you want to create success. Share product, share opportunity, build for events, self-improve, teach the teach. Number 4 could actually be number 1 because I think it's the most important. But that is what we do. This is what Todd does every single day. This is what Deborah Taylor does. She's sharing the product with somebody. She's sharing the opportunity with somebody. She's building for an event, etc. Like the Orlando event or this event, the Saturday training, her Sunday night Zooms, etc. Self-improve and teach to teach. We're not going to go through a lot of this, but sharing the product. Todd already talked to you, wrote it down. I found something I'm excited about. It may or may not be for you. If I sent you a short video, would you look at it? Would you look at the video? Guys, it's pretty simple. Another thing, I talked to my friend David. I called David up. Hey, David, this is Darryl, man. Hey, I don't have a lot of time. I'm running out the door. I'm late for a meeting. But David, I just found an amazing company that will give you, anytime you book a hotel, you can save 30 to 70% from that hotel. And you can literally get discounts on car rentals, cruises, and you get discounts on activities. Never seen anything like this. It's unbelievable. And they're gonna give you a 4 or 5 star vacation at below 2-star price every 6 to 7 months for the rest of your life. David, does that sound like something you'd wanna know more about? Or if I sent you a video, would you watch it? Guys, so there's lots of different things you can say to do what? Pique someone's interest. Not, fire hose them and give them everything about the company. If you're doing that, you're doing it wrong. You need to pique somebody's interest. Find a question to pique somebody's interest. I'll give an example. This is where you're gonna step in. Virginia, come up here real quick, because I don't know how much time we got. You can do it from where you are right now, or you can do it from here. It's up to you.
No, come up here, Virginia, come on.
Now because the DP said it, now I can relax a little bit. Guys, if you have any tax questions, this is the lady, 30-year tax expert. You want to ask her today. So Virginia, we're going to talk a couple things about recruiting people. We can talk about it, or we can show you about it. Every time Maria sees Virginia, it reminds her of her mom, because Maria's mother introduced Maria into this industry, also introduced Virginia into this industry. So we go back like 30 years with Virginia. So Virginia, you just tell us what just happened the last couple of days. You were in line at a sushi place. This is a recruiting segment right here. What happened?
Okay, so my thing is I talk to everybody, because you never know where that person is, what that person's needs are, or if that person is going to be a potential partner for you. So I say to the person in back of me, "Hi, how are you?" And they say, "Oh, I'm fine." I say, "Well, how was your day?" Just, spark up a conversation. We get to talking, and I could be at home, right? And I say, I am on vacation right now. I just saved a ton of money, and I'm enjoying where I am. Do you live here? Yeah. Well, what is there to do around here? And they tell me. I said, well, where have you been? Do you travel? And they say, not really. I don't really have a lot of time to travel, or I don't have the income to travel, or I have children that keep me from being able to travel. We can tackle all of that, because Trevorium has a program that's set up to speak to people that way. So you say, okay, well, our company has a program where you can travel more and save money on travel, and you can take your family with you. So you don't have to worry about leaving your kids at home or leaving your husband at home. If you don't have enough money, we have a program where you can actually make an income and earn and get residual income. So we tackle that instantly. So that's my thing. I just do not let anything stop me from being able to talk to people.
So what specifically happened with the lady that just came in at Platinum a couple of days, yesterday, day before?
Okay, yesterday, day before yesterday. We went to have sushi, and we were ordering our sushi because we were going to have ours to go. She was in line doing the same thing, and she turned to me and said, "Oh, hello, how are you doing?" And I said, "Fine." She says, I'm a senior, and I'm having sushi for lunch, but my husband's bringing a dinner from Sacramento." And I said, "Well, why are you guys not together having sushi?" She says, "Because my husband is working, I'm retired." I said, "Oh, you're retired?" I said, "What's your income like?" And she says, "Well, I would like to make extra money, but I don't know what to do." I said, "Well, I have a perfect program for you. If you're interested, I can show you a video, 6-minute video. I'll send you that video. When do you want the video?" And she said, "Well, send it to me now." We were in line. And I said, "Okay," send it to her then. She watched it right there. She says, "I am interested. I am interested. When can I sign up?" I said, "Well, let me just talk to you a little bit more." And she said, "Well, no, I'm sold. I need you to sign me up." I said, "Are you sure? Do you need to talk to your husband?" She says, "No, I want to sign up because I know this is for me." She signed up.
At Platinum, just that quick.
At
This was 2 days ago.
She didn't want to go through anything because she believed that. She said, "Well, what are you signed up at?" I said, "I have a Platinum membership because the Platinum membership gives you premium pricing." She said, "That's what I need. I said, "Are you sure? You don't want the titanium?"
Premium pricing. I know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, premium
pricing. She said, "Sign me up."
All right, so guys, she was in the line, and that just happened. I saw it come through, so I said, "What happened? Tell me the story." And yesterday, she told me this was the story, and I said, "I'm gonna have you tell other people about it." So, guys, it doesn't matter. We got a couple other stories as well. Give Virginia She replied to it. Didn't know her from the man on the moon. She replied to it and said, "Give me some information." So he sent her information. They got on the phone. He invited her. That was Wednesday. He invited her to Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time to our deep dive. After the deep dive, he did a 3-way conference call. An hour later, she came in at Platinum. So that's another example of what you can do to recruit people. They're everywhere. Now, if you go do that to somebody, they might not sign up, but most of you will stop at that point. "Well, this doesn't work what Darryl just said." No, you've got to be in it for a minute to actually succeed. I'll give you another example. 2 weeks ago, we were getting ready to do our Saturday Zoom. This was literally 3 minutes before 12 o'clock Pacific time. And Maria came up with a new strategy. She said, "I'm just going to text 10 people every time when we're sitting here. Can we play music?" And it's pretty cool music. And she sits there, and it was 3 minutes before. What did you do, baby?
Yeah, I just sent a text and said, "Hi, it's Maria Roberts."
10 people.
I said, "Join Darryl and I live right now, and we're gonna go live." Sent the actual link to the Zoom inside of the text, very short and sweet, and sent that out to a lot of people. And
It was
didn't
10.
even know that he was on there the first, yeah. And so he apparently was on there. Right afterward, he said, "Please send me your link to join." That's just amazing.
It's
to
a
me.
bishop.
And the thing about it is, there are people out there that are ready to join. There are people that are out there that are ready to join. But here's the key thing that we talk about, the exposures. If you're just talking to one person a week, it's not going to happen. It's going to take a long time. You got to go through the number of exposures. For you to be successful and grow your business, you must expose the business to prospects consistently. Whether some is on the travel side, whether you explain the opportunity, or whether you do a combination of both. You can be successful at all of those. It's not just one or the other. Yes, certain people look for this and certain people look for that, but you know what? Mix and mingle, kind of get in there and kind of find out what their passion is, right? That's another question that you've been asking anyone, your waiter, the Lyft, Uber drivers, what's your passion? And a lot of them will have a passion like music or something or whatever, but they'll also have, If you had all the time and money in the world, what would you be doing? Besides the music, traveling. That's always on the tip of their tongue what they want to do. So, but you got to have the exposures out there, and you got to raise your awareness to talk to everybody. Like Virginia, she would talk to a wall if it spoke back to her. She is that type of
Actually,
person.
sometimes she does talk to you all.
But the point is that you got to get out there and you got to have the numbers. You got to be out there doing the numbers, and you can't
you
give
never
up
know.
after your first 5 or 10
Or
or
100.
50 or 100 or 500 that you talk to, and they all say no. Because you're going to be disappointed by those family members. I just want to let you know that up front. That's really a big deal. You're going to be disappointed by your best friend. How do I know? Guilty. My best friend is not in this business.
Nor is mine.
Yeah, and they see us and what we do and the income that we make and the travels that we have, and they still have their little.
It's either
It
stupidity
could
or
be.
jealousy,
Yeah, it
and
could
I
be.
think
Yeah,
you said it
definitely.
all.
But you know that happens. But you got to be ready for that, because you know what? That can wipe you out. That can literally wipe you out with disappointment. And I just mean by disappointment, you love them so much, you care about them so much, but then they won't join you in your venture that you're with. Don't let it affect you. Let it affect you for maybe an hour, but don't let it affect you for, people are looking and saying, whatever happened to that one lady that was here? She was so excited, and then, you don't see them anymore.
The birds got it.
So we want to make sure that you're clear on that.
So guys, real quick, just from that point, I gave you 3 examples which happened within the last, happened within the last 24, 48 hours. The Maria ones was about Saturday ago, so it's a week. Guys, it's all different situations that are out there, right? You just got to be in the business doing your due, and these type of things will happen. You never know what's going to happen. The guy, again, she sent out 10 texts. Right? You weren't clear on that, but she sent out 10 texts.
Yeah.
She said, Darryl, I sent out 10 texts. As soon as our Zoom was over, 3 minutes later, send me your link. We actually say that in the Zoom now. Hey, get back with the person and tell them to send me your link to actually join. And sometimes people listen to that and they'll do it. And this is a big time bishop in the Maryland DMC, what do you call it? DMV area out there. And it was just 3 minutes before we started. So guys, how do you train people on that? I just showed you 3 examples. You don't. You just got to be out there like this big dark cave in front of you, and you got this bazooka, and you just boom, boom. You're just shooting in this big cave. You can't see in there, and you're shooting, and eventually you're gonna hit thud, and you're gonna hit that big bear, or you're gonna hit the people that we just talked about. That's it. We don't know who's gonna sign up. I'm scared to not talk to people because that person might be $10,000 a month just walking by. And that was my challenge when I first got in this industry. I'd see a person, man, I would like to talk to that person. And then that little fear gets in your mind. No, Darryl, you don't know what to say. You don't say it all wrong. You don't screw it up. And then I had to play tricks on my mind. Yeah, that's $10,000 walking away from you right there per month. And I started playing that game, and then that's when I started talking to everybody. Because you never know who's going to be the next person. You never know who's going to be the next Igor or Larissa. You never know if a Todd Strand is working a regular JOB and he's looking for something. He's praying for something every single night to become successful. But you think he's already successful, you don't even bring it up. Think about that.
Yeah, and another pro tip real quick is don't prejudge these people. When you write down your list, please don't prejudge. Don't, think, oh, this person makes too much money, oh, this person is too religious, or this person is this, or whatever. Don't prejudge. Just get everybody on the list and give them a chance to be exposed with your script and whatever else that you're saying. So that's really key.
Every dud knows a stud. Well, I'm not going to talk to this person because they don't got no money. Every dud knows a stud. If you don't get that one, you don't get the one that they know that knows that one that knows that one, etc. You talk to everyone. That's my opinion. I've done it for 35 years, 36 years.
So this is the pipeline of when you're talking about exposing people and bringing people in here, whether it's people that you're talking to on the phone, whether it's cold market, warm market, social media. That's how you get your leads into the pipeline, right? So if they turn into a lead, then you make the contact. Then you set the appointment, and Darryl can go into this in a little bit of detail.
I will.
They watch a presentation, the Zoom, they're in person, a travel party, whatever that it is, and then of course follow up. And once you follow up, then You know, they become partners or they become members, because they can do either or, right? They can become a partner with a membership, or they can become a member by itself without the partnership, and then you just keep servicing those two different types of people, meaning that you have to you have to service them, because that's part is really key, making sure that they know that they're plugged, how to plug in, where to go for this, where to go for that. That if you guys have leaders that have a team training site or a team WhatsApp or something that you guys are using, make sure that you're connecting with your leaders.
So every 99% of people, other than the Virginia story there, 99.9% of people go through this. You got to get a lead, you got to turn a contact, they turn into an appointment, and then you do a presentation, and you follow up like what Maria just said. Let's go to the next one. So Maria was my lead back in the day. So everything.
This is us when we first started in the industry.
When
This
you're
is how we look
when
we
you're
first
recruiting people, if you're working at a pharmacy, you're working at a job, everything out there goes through these steps right here. And if you understand that, it's going to be easier for you to understand that. So there's Maria. I guess I was actually lead for Maria. Then she contacted me,
Really,
and she set up an appointment.
And then
She gave me the presentation,
and then you
and then
followed
I
up.
made sure there was a follow-up.
Yeah, the follow-up was
You
this,
guys
our
should be
family
laughing
right
a
here.
little
Here's
more
the
now,
follow-up
okay.
and the servicing part right here.
So now, look what happened with us. Now it's expanded kids, grandkids, and everything else. So
Yeah, but anyway, let's get back to the point. The prospect pipeline, your income is determined by the number of people that you put through the prospect pipeline, right? That makes all the difference in the world. And then
wait, I want you guys to repeat that. Say that, because this is important here. Say what she just said. Read it.
Your income is determined by the number of people you put through the pipeline.
So if you put 1 or 2 every 6 months in the pipeline, what do you think is going to happen? Not much. Nothing's going to happen. So if you understand these concepts and you start learning, guys, you may not be able to put a lot of people in the beginning. But if you start today, 2 years from now, a year from now, 6 months from now, you're going to get really good. You got to start somewhere. You're going to be 2 years older in 2 years anyway. Why not learn a skill set?
All right. So here's a plan that you can 2 to 4 leads every single day times 5 days a week is 10 to 20 leads a week, and 480 to 960 for the year. So that's a simple plan, and you have access to that. Biggest challenge, executing the plan.
That's
right?
most of your challenge. You have all the great intention in the world, but then you get off work and you come home and Netflix, 10 minutes. Okay, then you got Netflix in there. That's what happens to most people. You don't execute the game plan, and that's why you don't continue to move forward. The people that are successful execute the game plan, right?
Yeah, it is this simple, right? Do the work and get better, or avoid discomfort and stay the same. That's the hardest thing to do. Confront the truth that you're not executing your plan. Every day you surrender to comfort, you cause your fate. Every day you execute your plan, you cause your fate.
So anything that you do, any kids, any parents in here or grandparents have kids that play sports? Anybody? And what happens to your kids if they get serious about it, they get coaching? What happens to them in a week or two, a month or two, a year or two, etc.? They get better. Todd can tell you the story about his daughter, who still holds the home run record at Bradley. And he tells the story when they first started swinging with her, she looked awkward, she looked terrible. But then what did he do? He went to work, training her, showing her, going through consistency. And then she became NCAA champion as far as the home run record. I could show you my son hitting a baseball. And, you know, at the beginning when he was probably 9 years old, and I was so embarrassed, I was kind of walking back to the car, and I didn't want anybody to know who that was. Well, he actually set the home run record at our school, was drafted by the Boston Red Sox. But what happened between when he first started to where he is today?
He got better.
He got much better. Should I tell it? Can I tell it?
Yeah, go ahead, baby.
And guess what, Todd? He's going to be playing for San Francisco State this spring. So he got a full ride to Berkeley. We didn't take the money wasn't the way we wanted it for Boston, so he ended up getting a full ride to Berkeley. He hurt his arm, got hurt, and he just kind of got tired of the ticky-tack stuff and the challenges and the issues. he was going through, so he quit baseball. He said, Dad, I'm just tired of this stuff. Well, what I just found out the story is
Tell Todd that.
he went to Lollapalooza.
Lollapalooza.
Do you know
in
that?
Chicago.
It's a big festival, right? It's in Chicago, and I thought that's where he was going, right? So just about a couple weeks ago, he said, but Dad, I actually went to a Cubs game too. That's what reignited me back in there. His arm's feeling good, and then so he's going to be playing for San Francisco State. So the dream lives on. So, now this is a kid that can throw 100 miles an hour fastball, but he also hits well. But this time we're going to be more focusing on his hitting
He's gonna hit. Yeah.
as opposed to
You
the
want a Cubs
pitching.
hat? You gonna get a Cubs hat?
Huh?
You want to get you a Cubs hat?
Well, that kind of sparked it, but we got to see what happens in the next year or two.
So this is our last slide here. We just want to make sure that each and every one of you understand that you got to pay the price by becoming the person you want to become, because it's not nearly as difficult as living the life that you hate.
So when Todd got started, and any of us, I can pick any of us, Todd paid the price to become the person that he is today.
That's right.
Do you think he's happy that he went through all the heartache, the crap, all the stuff you guys don't even know about to get to where he's at today? Shake your head if you would like, if you understand that point. So again, you pay the price to become the person that you want to become. It's not nearly as hard as living the life that you hate. So if you put in the right amount of time plus the right activities, guys, your success is going to be given. Keep doing the right thing even when the wrong things are happening. That's the challenge. We do the right thing and then the wrong thing happens, and next thing you know, we start watching TV because this is not working. You didn't have the $2 million mindset. Guys, we talk about the time, money scenario, linear income. Guys, there's people that work on linear income. This is what most people in the world work on. You trade time for money. You work 8 hours, you get paid for 8 hours. Guess what happens if you don't go to work?
You don't get paid.
You don't get paid. Imagine if you work and you have to, if you're a realtor and you sell houses, right? But then you don't sell a house. Are you getting paid or not? Guys, that's a risky way to make a living because people get sick, they get hurt, they get injured, they get laid off, and then their paycheck gets sick, hurt, injured, laid off as well. I can tell you a story real quick. I don't want to try to get emotional on this, but Maria and I were in Hawaii. This was 25 years ago, and our son was at the grandparents' house. Well, we use Helena, Montana all the time. And the tractor, it turns out phenomenal, but the tractor, he was with his grandfather, and the tractor, yeah, on the ranch type of scenario, fell out the truck and it ran over him. Should have done it, but let's mindset. Okay, and long story short, so we got that call. We were in Hawaii, our favorite place, obviously. It's been forever. And we took, we got a plane to, they medevaced him to Utah. And we were Salt Lake City. We were there for two months. If I was in a regular job, would I kept getting paid?
No.
But because we were national marketing directors in that company,
Yeah, we were still getting paid through those whole 2 months.
We were there for
being
2
at the
months.
hospital, and the checks kept coming in and
so
coming in
he's
and coming in.
fine today. Everything worked out. It was a miracle, blessed him. But when I first saw him, it was.
Yeah. Well, we're so thankful for this industry. If it wasn't for this industry, then I don't know what we would be doing. But this industry is very powerful. That's why no one ever can tell us anything negative about network marketing and what this industry is. Because yes, Ambassador Taylor's correct. It is a network marketing company. That is a sales distribution way that we do that. But we have an unbelievable product as well. And you marry those both together, and we have a winning combination with both of those together. This is a win-win-win for everybody, and we've been doing this now for 30 plus years, and we feel ourselves that we found our legacy company.
Yeah.
We have, our flag is firmly ingrained way down deep below, that we are here, and our kids will be here, and our kids' kids will be here. So we're very happy about
Or at
what
least
this industry
benefiting from
has
the money.
provided. Yeah, most
So guys, I
definitely.
haven't told that story in about 20 years,
Long
25
time,
years,
yeah,
but
long time.
it's been a long time. But that's what this industry does for us. And again, if we weren't here, we'd either had to go back to work because we had to get a paycheck, but we didn't have to do that because our income was solidified because of this. So guys, we're pumped up and excited. We're going to be here for the next couple of days, so hopefully we can hang out at one of these places here if you want to get
Thank you
some
guys so much.
insights and stories. But you're in the right place at the right time. I hope you do number 3. Take the right actions. People with Microsoft at the right place at the right time when nobody even knew what Windows was, and they didn't do the third thing. They didn't take any action. You guys are here before momentum. So figure it out, get your questions answered, quit letting fear lead your life, quit letting lack lead your life, but step up to the plate, go to work. It's not that complicated. Thank you guys.
Thank you
Thank
guys.
you. Give it up for Darryl and Maria. Unbelievable. Larry, you don't stand up, man.
Man, I have to stand up, man. I'm very proud of you, and I like to follow in your footsteps. Besides in your shoes.
Yeah, well, you got my number. You need to get our number.
Yes, I do.
So we can get
Okay.
I need to be working with both of you guys.
Okay, I'm gonna get there.
All right, get my number before we leave this.
Okay.
So as you guys heard that story from Darryl, when people say, is this one of them things? You're not right, this is one of them things.
Yes.
It's one of them things, where I keep getting paid every Friday, whether I work or not. And the only question is, why are you not in one of those things? Hey, I got one more story. We're gonna go to lunch in about 2 minutes, okay? We're gonna go to lunch in 2 minutes. But we have another ambassador in the room, and she has a story that you absolutely have to hear. It's as powerful as anyone else's story.